NYIT is a community service of the New York Institute of Technology.
Covering the news of Nassau and Suffolk County's Long Island News Tonight with Ken Eckhart, Carol Peck, and the award-winning LI News team.
Good evening. I'm Ken Eckhart, and here's what's happening. New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg says Long Island Congressman Peter King's planned hearings on radical Islam are not appropriate. King, a Republican, said in an opinion piece in yesterday's Newsday that he intends to break down the wall of political correctness in the debate about what he calls Islamic radicalization. Bloomberg was asked today about King's plans. The mayor said he does not agree with King and said the hearings are not appropriate. The mayor was among the first and strongest defenders of the right for Muslims to build a mosque in Lower Manhattan near Ground Zero. Suffolk County Police report another wrong-way drunken driver on Long Island. The latest early this morning along Route 25 in Middle Island. Police say around 2 o'clock this morning, a police officer noticed 28-year-old Alicia Tiz of Ridge driving west in the eastbound lane. Officials say when police tried to stop Tiz, she pulled her vehicle onto the shoulder, then continued to drive another quarter mile before finally stopping. Charges against Tiz include DWI, driving the wrong way, and crossing the double yellow line. Police say a pedestrian hit by a car in Ronkonkoma and killed had just robbed another person at gunpoint about 15 minutes earlier. It happened Saturday evening along Veterans Memorial Highway. Police say the victim had just robbed a person inside a Ronkonkoma hotel and had fled on foot. According to officials, part of the gun and the stolen cash were found at the scene of the crash. The occupant of the vehicle was not injured and no charges were filed. A Long Island man has been charged with snatching over a dozen purses from shoppers throughout Suffolk County over the past 3 weeks. The robberies took place in Bayshore, Central Islip, Deer Park, Comac, and Bohemia. 33-year-old Ernesto Suarez of Central Islip was arrested Friday evening after police say he stole a pocketbook from a woman in a Kohl's parking lot in Deer Park. He fled the scene in a stolen vehicle, crashed into a police car, then into a telephone pole. A Long Island man has been charged with driving drunk, causing an accident that killed another driver. Police say 53-year-old Stephen Tolar of Shirley was driving on Montauk Highway Friday night when he crossed over the marked divider and hit an oncoming van, killing the driver, 43-year-old Scott Albrecht of Patchogue. Tolar was taken to a nearby hospital for treatment of his injuries. He's been charged with DWI. And a Long Island man has been charged with a felony under Leandra's law for allegedly driving drunk with his 1-year-old daughter in the car with him. And police say 28-year-old Gabriel Rodriguez of Hempstead was driving without properly securing the little girl in a child seat. Police say Rodriguez was observed early yesterday morning driving his car in Hempstead in an erratic manner. And when he was stopped by police, they said they discovered that he was driving drunk. He was arrested and the little girl was released to her mother. Rodriguez was also charged with endangering the welfare of a minor. Long Beach residents, environmentalists, and public officials recently banded together to demand an end to what they say is the illegal discharge of sludge into Reynolds Channel. Natalie Shale has the story.
These residents say they've noticed a visible brown plume of human waste entering Reynolds Channel from the Bay Park sewage treatment plant. And they say it's been there since March. Legislator Dave Denenberg says the plant, which is operated by Nassau County, has failed to notify the public, the County Department of Health, and the legislature about what he calls violations.
In the effluent, you're supposed to remove the particulates, the sludge, from the water, treat the water before it goes into the channel. The DC has permits and allowable limits. It turns out that the county is repeatedly and excessively violating its permits by having too much particulates or sludge in the outflow water.
According to officials, 2 of the Bay Park sewage treatment plant's 6 tanks are inoperable, and they say this is causing sewage to be discharged into Reynolds Channel.
Part of it, from what we understand, the facility itself probably needs upgrading, and it's probably going to cost money.
Long Beach resident Scott Boschner decided to take the problem viral when he aired his homemade videos on a YouTube channel.
One day I just said I'm fed up with this, and I took a video of it and I put it up on the internet, and I started to get a big response.
Officials say they're concerned this sludge poses a health threat to residents, the environment, and wildlife, and they're demanding that Nassau County take immediate action. Dennenberg is calling for full public disclosure of what's going on with the sewage facility and Reynolds Channel.
The response has been unsatisfactory, and the lack of information has been totally egregious, unacceptable. The sludge has to stop, and let's come clean with what's going on.
In Long Beach, Natalie Shale, LI News Tonight.
It was a mixed day on Wall Street today. The Dow finished down 13 3/4 points, but the Nasdaq finished up 6.5 points, and the S&P was up just over 3 points. NYIT's LI News Tonight continues after this.
Enjoy a day of family tours and art activities at the Nassau County Museum of Art in Roslyn, Tuesday through Thursday, December 28th, 29th, and 30th, between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. For more information, call 516-484-9337. The Gizmo Guys, a comedy juggling act, will be performing at the Freeburg JCC in Oceanside on Wednesday, December 29th at 2 p.m. For more information, call 516-634-4154. A jazz concert featuring the music of Jerome Kern will be performed at the Long Beach Public Library on Sunday, January 2nd at 2 p.m. For more information, call 516-432-7201. Or enjoy high tea in a holiday setting. It's a musical tribute to Patsy Cline at the Ward Melville Heritage Organization in Stony Brook on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 11:30 a.m. and Sundays at 12:30 p.m. through January 9th. For more information, call 631-689-5888. If you have an event you'd like included on the LI News Tonight community calendar, send it to linewstonight@nyit.edu.
In Melville, J.B. Buno, LI News Tonight.
In Bethpage, Stephen Katove, LI News Tonight.
At Belmont Park, Sophia Allen, LI News Tonight.
These are just a few of the people who have been reporting the news for LI News Tonight over the past year, and you could be one of them. Television news is an exciting and challenging career that could put you in the middle of what's happening and in touch with the people who are making the news. A career in television news journalism can offer you the opportunity to work as a reporter, camera person, or videotape editor, or any number of behind-the-scenes jobs, including producing or manning the assignment desk. And it's a career that can be yours by joining the LI News Tonight news team. Produced at studios on the campus of the New York Institute of Technology, LI News Tonight offers television news internships that can earn you college credits and the possibility of being on the air in just a few weeks. LI News Tonight has been the jumping-off point for many local and national news professionals, and you could be next. Call 516-686-7952 for more information on how to enroll for LI News Tonight, and let us put you on the air. Some stories around the world today. British police say 12 men arrested in early morning raids on 3 cities will be questioned about a suspected terrorism plot in the United Kingdom. Britain's lead officer for counterterrorism says the arrests were necessary to ensure public safety. He did not disclose details of the alleged plot. He says the suspects were detained in London, in the central English city of Stoke-on-Trent, and also in Cardiff, Wales. The authorities say the arrests followed a large-scale, pre-planned operation using officers from several different cities. North Korea says it decided not to retaliate today for a South Korean artillery drill because it says the firing zones were changed. The North calls the drills on a frontline island a reckless military provocation. The 90-minute drills today were on the same island North Korea shelled a month ago. The official Korean Central News Agency statement suggested that the North viewed today's drills differently from the ones last month because South Korean shells landed farther south of the North's shores. The North shelled the island after those drills last month. 2 Marines and 2 civilians were killed. And experts say that even without the global economic woes of the past year, 2010 was a disaster, literally. Earthquakes, heat waves, floods, volcanoes, super typhoons, blizzards, landslides, and droughts killed at least 250,000 people, making 2010 the deadliest year in more than a generation. More people were killed worldwide by natural disaster this year than have been killed in terrorism attacks in the past 40 years combined. Poor construction and development practices worsened earthquake casualties, and scientists say man-made global warming helped bring much of the extreme weather. As Long Island becomes more and more developed, experts are looking for ways to redirect its growth so that it addresses what a growing population needs most: affordable housing and mass transportation. Sophia Allen has the story.
This Smart Growth Summit brought together more than 1,000 experts and officials to discuss problems associated with Long Island's vastly growing population. The Assistant Director of Vision Long Island says this area is becoming so overdeveloped, we're running out of space.
We need to start growing smarter, not harder. We have a lot of projects that are coming through, and they're just not moving through the works because we really don't have the right components.
There are a few other areas that would help economic development in other key projects, such as the Hub project, the Lighthouse project area, former Lighthouse area, and the Heartland project, where key infrastructure investments could help spur jobs, housing opportunities, and we strongly believe that those should be pursued.
And young people say they want those projects to include affordable housing.
And a lot of people had to leave due to the hardships and hard times trying to afford living on Long Island, which is not easy.
This MTA representative says Long Island also needs to have an adequate mass transit to help minimize cars on roads.
Well, I really think that we need a better bus system on Long Island. Be less cars on the road, less accidents, people driving while DWIs and everything else. I think if we had a better bus system, this wouldn't happen.
The conference included input from developers, planners, and environmentalists who all contribute ideas on how to solve our infrastructure problems. In Melville, Sophia Allen, LI News Tonight.
A Ronkonkoma man has been charged with DWI after police say an officer spotted him traveling east in the westbound lane of Veterans Memorial Highway in Ronkonkoma. Suffolk police say 61-year-old Dominic DeMola was driving a little before 7 Saturday night when he was spotted by an officer stationed in the area. DeMola then pulled into a parking lot and was arrested by the police department's Holiday DWI task force, and he's been charged with DWI. Well, we had a mostly sunny day today. The high was in the mid-30s. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low in the mid-20s. Tomorrow, the first day of winter, mostly sunny with a high in the mid-30s. Wednesday, partly cloudy with a high in the upper 30s. Thursday, a sunny day with a high in the mid-30s. And the outlook for Friday, partly cloudy with a high in the low 30s. And that's it for NYIT's LI News Tonight. I'm Ken Eckhart. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.